Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the FPL watch list. International break is basically over. Teams have played, people are returning, and we are back. We've had a few little holidays across the team, but we are back for game week 8. Things have settled down a little bit, and bench boosts all across the FPL watch list team are in the mud. I'm glad I don't have mine anymore. But before we talk about that, Tom, how are we doing? It's been a couple of weeks since we've been here. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Enjoyed the break. Was enjoying my week.
Yeah, actually, since the last time we've recorded, there's been quite a lot of important games of football, which we haven't had the chance to talk about.
England against Latvia?
No, I more meant a late winner from a Brazilian wonder kid.
But he's going to win the Ballon d'Or at some point, isn't he?
He's just, so honestly... What a game. Caicedo as well. Can we just spend an hour talking about how good Moises Caicedo is?
Well, it's kind of weird how it seemed to take goals for the pundit world to say he's one of the best. Like, we've been saying this for 2 years. But
yeah, anyway. I've been saying, I was like, anyone asked me who the best Chelsea player is, it's Caicedo. And we recorded it. It didn't get posted, but we recorded that clip outside of Chelsea. Before the start of the season when I was recording some shorts, and you asked who do you think the highest scoring Chelsea player will be. I said João Pedro, but if not, it'll be Caicedo second, and he's doing very well. Yeah. But Stephen, less of the Chelsea bias, but we will talk Chelsea today. How are we doing?
Yeah, very good. Good to have a much needed rest, but I'll be sure to make sure this doesn't become a Chelsea FC podcast. I'll do my very best.
Yeah. It's not our fault. We've got good fixtures. To be clear, we will talk about Chelsea because they have good fixtures.
Yeah, and we just beat Liverpool, so it's great. It's great. You've got to enjoy results like that. I have to say, I gave up my ticket because I was really busy on Saturday. And my brother went with, I think, my dad in our season tickets, and I have to say, I was sat at home watching it, and I was like, oh, maybe shouldn't have done that. But yeah. Anyway, let's get in. Game week 7 was quite a while ago. I got 73 points, small green arrow. It's one of those I would have, if I got one more point somewhere, I would have been inside the top 1 million for the first time this season, which would have been nice. But Raya 6, did Gabriel get 9? Defcon and a bonus, he did. Yeah. Tarkowski 5, Senesi, Reinders, Semenyo, absolute hero on the Friday night. I have to say, it's one of those that I was very happy that I owned him, but I felt really bad for people who don't have him. Because it's like Friday night, someone not in your team who's owned by like 70% of the game scores an 18-pointer, and your game week is almost over before it's even begun. But I was happy to own him. Ndai 7, nice to see him get the penalty and wipe out the Richards clean sheet on my bench. And then, yeah, not too much else to write home about. But the double Arsenal clean sheet was nice.
Yeah, I think, go next. Gabriel, I think he's got more DEFCON points than he would have got last year already.
It's the DEFCON era, it seems to be now. That long ball football is and long throws and all that is definitely helping. Plus, I think I've been seeing some stuff that with Calafiori playing more games, people think it's better for Gabriel's DEFCON because Calafiori is more advanced, so he's doing more covering on that left-hand side. But I don't know. Compared to when Lewis Skelly was there.
Stephen, you came top of us 3 this week, so you go.
I think that's probably for the first time I could say that this season. But yeah, double Arsenal defence doing me very well. Obviously, Semenyo and Haaland, I think those 4 players, anyone who wildcarded basically had them. And then Gvardiol was my nice differential to get me a 12-pointer, which was
huge,
much needed. That was huge for me. It's tough to look at a 75-point game week and be disappointed, but the average was 60 points, which is very high. And yeah, my decision to go for Xavi Simons over Kudus has been punished, definitely. So I'm regretting that slightly, but I can't be mad at a 75-point game week whatsoever.
Yeah, the Gvardiol one is a lovely return. There's not much better than a big defender haul in this game, and that is especially when they're low owned like he is.
Yeah, I mean, I got him now that he's playing centre back. I did get him as sort of like a DEFCON player. Not that Man City defenders really get them, but he did show up with an attack and return, which was lovely to see.
It's interesting. He actually got the same assist to Haaland in the Champions League, I think in the midweek before. So I do think there is possibility that this will happen again, where Gvardiol is playing it over the top because of his passing ability. So, yeah, I know it's better for DEFCON, but he's got a bit of attacking threat, and we know what he can do in the box. Yeah, it looks like a great pick, better than the Tarkowski pick that I'm stuck with at the moment.
We'll see.
Yeah, I got 69 points, bottom of the pile this week. You're almost about to overtake me, Harry, so it was good while it lasted. But yeah, I had Gabriel, Reyes, Semenyo, Endai, Haaland captain. Thankful I didn't play my bench boost. There was a slight temptation. There were a few people in the chat last week saying I should have played it.
It wasn't a good week for it.
Yeah.
In the end, a lot of the players that people had on bench boost didn't do well.
And Anderson, I think he was on 8 DEFCONs at half time and he didn't get another one, possibly.
I think he hit DEFCON in the England game after half an hour.
Well, he better do that this week. Do you think he'll get it against Chelsea on my bench boost?
Probably. Yeah, if he gets out of Caicedo's pocket, maybe.
Yeah, true.
Hey.
But yeah, it was a pretty... Romero continues to frustrate. Going for him over Tarkowski kind of saved the money. That was good, but he hasn't really done anything yet. So hopefully he's saving it for this week. Yeah. But yeah, 69 and red arrow to 900k was game week 7.
Nice. So we've got a few players to talk about, a defender, a midfielder and a forward. But actually, just before we do that, I do want to have a conversation because David Raya is very much on my mind. We've all gone with him on wildcard. And I mean, he's up to 5.7 now. That doesn't impact us so much because we already own him and we bought him at 5.5. And I know we said it when we all played our wildcard. So I definitely did. And I think you did as well, Tom. That owning expensive goalkeepers like Raya, who are going to get 2 and 6 every week, it's just really like... It doesn't fill me with any confidence. And it's like he's never going to be the changer of a game week, right? He's never going to be enough to make a red arrow into a green arrow, probably. Now, he's one that's going to tick along over the course of the season. And looking at Arsenal defensively, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep 20 plus clean sheets this season because they look incredible. And so over the past 6 games, they've conceded less than 3 XG in that time. So they look great, right? But it's just the value for it, and I still look at it in terms of could I spend that money better elsewhere. And I'm looking at transfers with my team that we'll talk about which do involve selling David Raya either in the short term or slightly longer term, and there are cheaper options like a Pope is very popular now, like a Sanchez potentially, or like a Rolfs at Sunderland, a Petrovic. Stephen, they look great defensively and their short-term fixtures are great, right? They've got, I think, Fulham, Palace, Burnley, Sunderland between now and the next international break. But it's also, is there a better Arsenal triple up? Do you feel like, I suppose you probably wouldn't buy him new now, but do you regret going with him?
Yeah, I think I do. And I should have listened to myself at the start of the season where I based my whole analysis around which keeper I selected on the fact that defenders now have DEFCON, which raises their floor, and goalkeeper's floor hasn't raised at all. So therefore, it's just better value to go for defenders and not spend your money on a premium goalkeeper. I did get sucked into getting Raya on my wild card, and I would like to say I don't regret it, but I do think I would go for a cheaper keeper if I had the chance to go back and make that decision again.
Do you think you'll ever sell him?
I think the only way I'll sell him is on a wild card. Now that I have him in my team, I think I'll just be constantly putting fires out for the rest of the season as FPL goes. We can't all have 3 free transfers and maybe roll like you, Harry. But yeah, if I do have the luxury of making a goalkeeper transfer, I think I'd be tempted.
Yeah, I think the next 4 in particular are quite difficult to sell between. And as FPL Last Choice Richie is in the chat is saying, all of their next, like they've got a lot of games in London, so there's not travel. They're playing a lot at home, away at Fulham as an example. So defensively, they look great. So I don't worry too much about having him. But as you say, like someone else in there is probably a better use of that Arsenal spot. Like if we were building a wild card now, we probably wouldn't go with him. I think that's probably fair. Who would you go in goal if you were on wild card now?
I built a wildcard draft and I actually have a certain Robert Sanchez in net.
Everyone's favourite goalkeeper.
Uh,
For what it's
yeah,
worth,
love
I
to
would go
see.
Sanchez as well.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I'd go Pope, actually, if I'm honest. I think Pope is, yeah, they don't seem like they're scoring that many goals. So he's also good for saves and bonus, but I think I would not go Raya. This is probably the person that people would go instead. I still think I prefer double defense to double attack. And I think I would go Timber. Like every week we're saying, is he nailed? Is he not nailed? Like, I feel like we just get rid of that. Like, he's not going to play as many games as Gabriel, but he's so far advanced. Like his attacking data, he's averaging over 0.4 XGI per 90 is crazy for him. And the upcoming fixtures are good. I think I'd go Gabriel Timber straight away. The only thing is he's got to get those attacking returns because he doesn't get DEFCON, really. His DEFCON numbers are really low. So he's got to be keeping clean sheets regularly, plus the attacking returns. But there's not much to put you off going with him, I don't think.
No, for sure. Most XGI of any defender, more than Munoz as well. Maybe his price, I mean, 5.9, he's gone up by 0.4, but it's still pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Still cheaper than Gabriel, cheaper than Cucurella, for example.
Would you own Timber over Gabriel?
I wouldn't. That's probably my personality, probably that's just a safe pick. And I think Gabriel is always good, and DEFCONs as well is, if he keeps performing at DEFCON levels, I think they'll probably. I mean, what are they points wise? Gabriel scored once in 7, which is probably.
I think Timber has one more point than Gabriel.
Yeah, so pretty similar. I would pick Gabriel first, probably. Because you don't want to be the guy that doesn't have an Arsenal defender because Timber got benched against Burnley. Yeah. But having said that, they've got 2 good centre-backs behind Saliba and Gabriel. So it's not out of the question either.
No, I think he's almost as nailed as some of the others now. I think his attacking threat is better than Calafiori's. Like some people asking in the chat about Calafiori, Timber's positioning in some of those games, like in that West Ham game, he was playing as a right winger inside Saka a lot of the game. So I mean, the only thing with the Arsenal players is I don't know how much I think it's worth making a swap. Like selling Raya to another goalkeeper to upgrade like Tarkowski to Timber feels like such a luxury that are we going to get that chance? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean those transfers are probably worth it if you didn't end up with 0 transfers the next game week, but it's just a case of do you have enough transfers to make, a nice upgrade like that. But yeah, I agree with Timber in terms of his like expected minutes going forward. It's just like you watch him play and outside of FPL, he is just a great player. Like he has well and truly nailed down that spot just based off his performances.
Yeah, he's just looked so good. And I think even for like the past 18 months, people have been saying he's looked great. So
Calafiori, just on him, sorry, his minutes, he's been taken off in the 60s 3 times. So Arteta seems more inclined to give Lewis Skelly minutes than Ben White at the minute.
Yeah, I would definitely go Timber. But he's up to 5.9. There is a bit of a price difference, but yeah. I think he looks great. I think there's not much to say. I wouldn't worry about the minutes. Like if you want to go for him, I would go for him. It comes with a slight risk of maybe one in. Like if Timber started 8 of the next 10, I wouldn't be surprised if it's that at a minimum. 9 out of 10 maybe. So there's one game which I think is Brentford at home, which is when they have like weekend, midweek, weekend Premier League games, and I think that's the one there might be a bit of a risk. But like okay, 1 in 6, 1 in 7 he misses. I wouldn't let that put you off him now.
Agreed.
Elsewhere at Arsenal, Saka is very popular. Gyökeres is also the one on a lot of people's radars. Tom, do we have who are the?
We have Saka, but we talk about both, obviously.
Yeah, let's do Saka. We all went Gyökeres. And then, of course, Saka steps up and takes the penalty. How are we all feeling on Gyökeres, first of all?
I think context is important because he had 2 big chances in the game. He's still got 0.83 XG. Like, he's still a good pick. Is he the
Yeah.
best? But if you were wildcarding now, would I have Saka or Gyökeres? Probably Saka. But I don't think it's worth a swap. I'm not like, I know lots of people saying you can. I mean, I think at the start of the international break, it was Bowen and Saka for Bruno and Gyökeres was like a big. People were saying that a bit. Probably worth it. Like as Steven said, if you didn't then lose the transfers, obviously it's not possible. So I'm not going to swap. I think if I was wildcarding, I would swap, but I think it could easily be Gyökeres that scores this week, and I don't think it's out of the question he could take the next penalty either. Like Saka in the past has given them away to Odegaard and Havertz, so why wouldn't he give it away to Gyökeres at the odd time?
So I saw someone say that Saka likes to take penalties at home, but he doesn't like to take them away.
Interesting.
I don't know whether there's much in that. I say with confidence, based off absolutely nothing apart from gut feel and a lot of hope as Gyökeres owner, that I think he'll take the next one.
They had a chat. Do you see the video from the stands? It's definitely not a closed question.
And the same thing happened in the Newcastle game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The week
I'm
before when
hopeful as a Gyökeres owner. I think another thing as well is like, wasn't it Saka who won the pen? I think he
It
won
was
it, and
Timber.
then
I
it's
thought
like,
Timber
It was
got an
Timber.
assist.
Yeah.
oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say if you win it, you take it, but that's out the window. So there is no certainty whatsoever.
I just think there's enough. Like it was his 200th game, like 100th goal contribution in 200 games. I just think there's so much that fair. Saka took it, but Arteta has literally said that Gyökeres is their best penalty taker. So why would he not be on pens? Maybe everyone's like Saka's star boy, like Saka's going to pull rank. I don't feel like Saka's that type of person.
I mean, he hasn't in the past. Based off what we know, he's more than happy to give them away. Maybe this season he said, I want to take them all because I want to get the most goals for the England World Cup squad. I don't know, but like unless he's changed his mind, he has a habit of giving them away. And I think Gyökeres is, I mean, as you said, Arteta said he's the best one, so you would think he's going to take them at some point. But even without that, he's still, Fulham, Palace, Burnley, Sunderland are 4 good games where he's, like I said, he had good numbers against West Ham, 2 big chances. And just hopefully this his week this week.
Yeah, I mean, guaranteed. We have all this discourse on who's going to take the pen. Guarantee Arsenal don't get one for like 10 game weeks in a row.
Yeah, watch them give it to Eze or someone completely random next, or like
Because it's his
Odegaard.
birthday.
Odegaard is back, and then he ends up taking it. It's like great.
I thought I was being so smart, not getting Gyökeres on my wild card, and then getting him in after the Newcastle game for the West Ham game. But clearly, that strategy did me no favors whatsoever.
What do you think about Gyökeres on his own? Like, do you think he's better than Bowen and João Pedro and Mateta?
I'm not sure he's worth the money.
Yeah, maybe Mateta, but I definitely think Bowen and João Pedro. If you were buying any forwards this week, I'd probably have Haaland, Bowen, and João Pedro, and Gyökeres wouldn't make that list.
Yeah, I think I'll give Gyökeres the next 4. This like Fulham, Palace, Burnley, Sunderland run, and then unless he's suddenly smashing it, like I think he'll probably go.
He's a lot
Does
of
that mean you're
and
gonna
that's when you want Salah back, right? Or not you personally, but when people do. So it's an obvious swap.
Wait, Harry, are you implying you're actually going to use a transfer?
Yeah, no,
not for 4 weeks, though. Not for 4 weeks.
No. I'll see you in the next international break. I'm going to start burning them soon. Get to 5 and still like, no.
Very good.
What about Saka v Bruno? What do we think about that?
Yeah, so it's the double swap, isn't it, for a lot of people? Bruno to Saka and Gyökeres to like Voltemada or a Bowen, as Steven says. I'm just not sure it's worth 2 transfers.
No. If you told me that Bruno outscored Saka, I probably wouldn't be that surprised. Like, he gets DEFCON, he gets a goal and 2 assists and a penalty. It's all possible. But I'm not going to make the swap. I mean, you've got 3 frees, so sorry, Steven.
No, I was going to say, when you say it like that and compare, Bruno can outscore Saka any of those game weeks. It just feels very sideways, because then it's basically just Gyökeres for Bowen or Voltemada, and then again, he could, Gyökeres could outscore either of those guys. So it's like, You just got to stick with what your decision that you made.
Yeah, I think so.
If someone told me they'd make the transfer, like I don't think it's. I'm not going to be like, oh, that you made a big mistake or like that's
No.
wrong. But I don't think it's worth 2 transfers. Like, if you're in a position maybe where you've got like 3 or 4 transfers, like maybe we consider it. But even then, I
Have
don't
you
think so.
genuinely considered the swap or not?
I did at the start of the break, and then I looked at it and I was like, it's just not worth it. Like Gyökeres versus Saka is close. Like I don't think there's that much in it. Maybe Saka's slightly better, but then I'm comparing like I don't think Bruno's worse than some of those forwards that I'm buying. So I just don't think it's worth 2 moves.
Yeah,
They
same.
might get it in a couple of weeks, but the thing with Bruno is if you're not selling him this week, you're not going to sell him.
Mm-mm.
This is the week to sell him. Similarly with someone like an Enzo, like if you want to sell him or Grealish, this is the week to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if
fair.
Beto could finish, no one would be considering selling Illiman and Die. Shame
That's
he
a
can't
sly
finish.
dig there.
Oh, did you not see it?
Yeah,
The
no.
Grealish goal.
Yeah, yeah. He did. He created the big chance that got him a bonus point.
Well, it did, but he could have been better off with an assist and Grealish not getting a 10-pointer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm over it. We got a cheaper mid to talk about, I think, don't we?
Yes,
Enzo
a certain
Fernandez,
Chelsea number 8.
almost playing number 10 at the moment.
Well, definitely.
I mean,
playing
I
number
think,
10.
yeah, I mean, I think he looks like a really good pick at the moment. Those upcoming fixtures for Chelsea, all the way up until about game week 16, when we get the extra transfers, look really good. His minutes are very reliable. I don't think there's much to worry about him coming home from Argentina early. I think that was kind of planned maybe alongside the João Pedro and Caicedo things. So putting that to the side, it's more someone like a Kudu, someone like a Ismail Assar. Where does he rank in comparison to those two? Tom, you feel like you're going to buy him this week?
Yeah, I've been thinking about buying him since the start, really, of the break. I mean, you predicted it back in game week 6 that everyone's transfer would be Ndai to Enzo this week.
Here we are.
And here we are. It's something that I do want to do. I just think without Palmer, he's such a good asset. He can get defcons. He is basically our like second striker in the box. That chance he missed against Liverpool, the one with the header, which he really should have scored. He gets into that position every single game. It's the exact goal he scored against Brighton. He scored it in the Club World Cup. It's like Lampard-esque, those runs into the box, number 8 on the shirt.
He makes those runs even when Palmer doesn't play, but it's more he's the only one doing them when Palmer doesn't play.
Yeah, and I just think he's absolutely nailed, and this may come back to bite me, but he started every single game this year, including the Lincoln fixture. So, I mean, maybe if Andre Santos and Lavia are fit, maybe that impacts it slightly, but like I can't remember the last time he was benched in a game that mattered in any way, or even a game that didn't matter. So for me, he's just a great pick. And I know we don't really know who's on penalties, but he's got a chance of being on penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with him, I feel like he's a great pick as long as Palmer's out, and he's a good pick once Palmer's back. So if you can hold out, I mean, it's sad to say that if you're a Chelsea fan and you're hoping that Palmer doesn't come back, so your FPL pick Enzo gets into more attacking positions, but it is true that the longer Palmer is out, the better it is for Enzo as an FPL pick. Even when he comes back, I still think he's a good option. So I wouldn't let that put you off him.
He has lost some set pieces to Esteval. Pretty much all corners Esteval is taking when he's on the pitch at the moment is just something to note.
Last bit is crucial there because he doesn't play. He doesn't always start. Minutes.
Yeah. I think the big thing is him versus Sarr. The issue with Sarr is it's Bournemouth and Arsenal in the next 2, which makes buying him a little bit more difficult. But the Palace fixtures from 10 look great and look probably arguably equal, if not better, than some of the Chelsea ones. It's just the fact that, do you think that Enzo can do well enough in Forest Sunderland to make it worth your while if you ever did then make that sideways swap? Stephen, do you prefer Enzo to Sarr? Sarr's data is out of this world. Like I think he's second behind Haaland for non-pen XGI per 90.
I mean, I prefer Sarr as an FPL pick if all the fixtures were the same. It's just those Chelsea fixtures are so good. And like you said, the next two for Palace aren't easy. But the narrative around Sarr is that he plays against better defenses who play maybe a bit more of a high line that he can get in behind.
Yeah.
You know, I think, yeah, in a vacuum, Sarr is, I think, my preferred FPL pick. If I was wildcarding, I'd probably have both of them in. But if I
Yeah.
had to pick one of them right now, based off the fixtures, I'd go for Enzo.
And Angie's still in charge, as far as we know. So
Mm.
yeah, I do genuinely think if Sean Dyche came in tomorrow, I would probably keep Ndai for this week.
Yeah. But surely that's not going to happen now. It's Wednesday.
Well, if
mean,
if
they-
you met Marinakis, you could sack him on Saturday morning.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, yeah,
Yeah,
fair
that's
enough.
true.
It is Wednesday, so yeah, you'd think he gets Chelsea, but
What do you think about Kudos if we add him into this? He's the third biggest overperformer in data this season. Kudos. But he has looked great. I mean, he got an assist and a goal at the weekend, both deflected. I just
his
think
numbers are
that
so
the
much worse than these two. 3.6
Yeah.
XGI per 90.
Yeah, and the fixtures are definitely getting worse for Spurs. Like they've had a really good run to start the season, and that's why a lot of people owned them. But they now have Villa, Everton, Chelsea, United, Arsenal, Fulham in the next 6, and that just isn't as good for them. So I would go Sarr and Enzo over him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, his 2 hauls have come against Leeds and Burnley. His 2
Yeah.
double-digit hauls. And
There
he's
you
got
go.
Villa, Chelsea, Everton, United, Arsenal, Newcastle in the next 7.
Anyone else at that price that takes your fancy?
I'm just bringing up midfielders around about 6'9". I mean, I just brought up the FPL website, and the top players are Caicedo and Enzo and Rice. Ndai. I mean, Ndai's still good, I suppose, even though I'm going to sell him. But from next week, I think he's pretty decent.
You just prefer Enzo, you think?
Yeah, I just think without Palmer, he's a bit of a cheat code.
Yeah.
And Ndai seems to drift as well. I don't know, like if he. Maybe I'm just looking for confirmation bias, but until the penalty, I wasn't really that enamoured by him.
Yeah, but he was playing Palace.
True.
I
Now he's
think that's a
benefiting
very
it.
difficult game to... Yeah, no, I don't think it's great this week. But I still think he's a good long-term pick.
But he's got 4 attacking returns and he's never got a double digit this year. Whereas
Yeah,
I think
but he's
Enzo
six
can.
and a half.
Yeah, but I think Enzo can. Enzo's got a 15
I'm not...
pointer.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
fair.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you've got Stack as well, obviously, on that list.
Yeah, good stuff. What a good pick he's turned out to be. I'm going to end up buying Sarr and Paqueta back, both who I've already bought so far this season. That's where we're at.
Harry, we
ju-
should probably just do Caicedo, because more people
Yes.
have bought Caicedo this week than Enzo. I think that's crazy, but I don't know what you guys think.
Hasn't he got like 0.4 XG this season or something?
Yeah, it's 3
It's
goals
crazy.
from 0.5.
Yeah. It's just he's not going to score from 25 yards every week, and if he doesn't do that, he's not going to get enough. I don't think now. I just think the time to buy him is gone. I would buy Enzo over him. What I would say is I think we're seeing DEFCON massively impact the defenders, but I don't think we're seeing it massively impact the midfielders very much. Like if you look at midfielders, the top scoring ones, apart from Caicedo, because he scored 3 goals, there's not really any DEFCON mids that high up. You do need to be looking for attacking returns. Like if you wanted Caicedo and as your 8th attacker, like I think it's fine, but it doesn't.
But yeah, I think it's
Doesn't do it
important
for
to
me,
stress that like nothing's changed with him this year. Like he's not playing further forward. He's got 3. I mean, he scored against West Ham from a corner, but everyone's been doing that, and then 2 stunners.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't shock me if he doesn't score again this year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's got 0.08 XG per 90. So, and you add that up over a course of a season, he's basically got all of his goals already.
Yeah. I think it's his highest scoring season ever.
He's
And
never
it's-
Yeah.
scored more than once. So
Yeah.
And also he takes up a Chelsea spot, which is a team that you could viably see having three players of at any given time, and he
Yeah,
wouldn't want to be one of them.
I don't mind it. Like if you want to play him every week and he gets four, five, three, four, like that's fine.
But Anderson's cheaper and better, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, but we keep saying that, and then Anderson keeps getting 11 DEFCON.
True. Yeah, but I mean, Caicedo's got 11 DEFCON the last 2 weeks. That happens.
Yeah,
But
I think I
what
could
about
pick
Reinders at the
Caicedo.
same price? Because Reinders is a player that, I mean, everyone's got, and he doesn't seem to really do that much.
No, I'm getting fed up with Reinders so quickly. Honestly, he's still riding high off that game week 1 haul. It's basically all and the assist versus Arsenal. I mean, listen, Reinders playing 90 for City every week or 80 plus. He's going to always be a decent enough pick, but I'm a bit concerned that the output isn't high enough when you do have other players who are going to tick along better than he is.
Like, it's not far to Saar, I think, is like, if you're playing him every week. What do you think about City, Stephen? Reinders.
Yeah, I mean, I started building a wildcard draft, and he almost snuck into it, and I was like, why is he here? Like, how did he sneak in here? Because like I love him as an FPL pick, but I just don't. Maybe that's because I own him, and I'm like, oh yeah, he is a great FPL pick because I picked him. But I just don't think he's such a frustrating player to watch because he gets into great positions and then like he just doesn't get the output. And maybe that's what like is justifying us to like hold on to him or to even get him on a wild card because like I said, 90 minutes in a City squad is quite good, but he is very much he's making things happen, but he's not getting the FPL output from it.
His XGI per 90 is 0.22. I mean, that's pretty poor.
Yeah, like a goal involvement every one in every 5 games. For his price,
But
it's not bad.
it's all right.
It's nearly
Yeah.
6. I
Yeah.
mean, Saar's less than 1 million more expensive.
Yeah, good point.
But like a lot of us bought him at 5.5 or 5.6, right?
True.
So there is almost a million. Like for me to sell him now, there's 0.9 million to go to Saar. So that is quite a big jump. But I'm not sure. My opinion is that I don't think Reinders is a good enough 7th attacker anymore. I don't mind him as an 8th. And if you bought him at 5.5, him as an 8th, I think's fine. He's only 0.5 more than the likes of, Stack. He's the same as Anderson. But I'm not sure I need to be like playing him over. Like some of these fixtures coming up, they get a little bit harder for them. I don't know how I feel about him. I think he's fine if you want to play him in some of those games, but I think there's better options.
Yeah, I think it's a good point about him being a good eighth attacker, like someone on your first on your bench every week. Like I do think if you got him at 5.5, then you can justify starting him on your bench first. But yeah, as someone that you have to play every single week, I wouldn't be too keen on that.
Yeah. Yeah. As Nick is saying, the fact that he plays for City, people feel like they have to play him every week. Maybe he should just be an 8th attacker. And I do think there is a bit of City in that. That if he had got the returns that he'd got and didn't play for City, we wouldn't be giving him the same stay of execution that maybe we all are. But
I think it's also the game week 1 as well. I think if he'd hold in game week 3, like he would have half the ownership and be just another okay player. But he was obviously a massive bandwagon after people were hyping him up pre-game week 1.
yeah.
Yeah. Frustrating pick.
The thing is, though, there's a nice run of fixtures for City from like 12? From 13, they play Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Palace, West Ham, Forest, Sunderland again. I don't really want to take him out because I probably want him for that run again. It's just something to be cautious of that in 5 weeks' time, you'll probably want him back. But there is Villa, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Newcastle. It's not great that period.
Yeah, I'm in a tricky spot because I've actually got triple City, so I'm trying to decide like, do I just hold out and hope that I can make it to that swing? But I'm not sure if all three of them will make it.
Yeah. I think Reinders is fine if you can bench him, but I plan on probably not wanting to play him in all of those games.
Yeah, I guess there's also no other City mid. Like Doku was popular, but he got benched last week. So
Yeah.
That was always going to happen, wasn't it? That was always going to happen.
Pep said he's so important, and then he just gets benched.
And that's the good thing about Reinders. I mean, he'll end up benching Reinders in a minute, but like he has had a couple of subs, like 82 and 75 in the past couple, but he has started every game, which, you know, is a big boost. You have that reliability.
Interesting question from Luke. Is there a discussion to be had about playing Ndai over Reinders this week?
Who would I'd start? I'd just take the chance on Reinders, I think.
Yeah, I think I can see City scoring 2 or 3. So.
Yeah, I'd like to say go for the penalty taker, but I just can't see Everton getting into Man City's box frequently enough.
Especially with Grealish out or not being allowed to play.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, I'd play Reinders, I think.
I mean, yeah, if you're not playing Reinders against Everton at home, you know what? It's
Maybe
kind of
sell
like
him.
what you're doing, yeah.
Sell him, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a similar one. I've got Stack or Ndai.
I'd play Ndai, to be honest.
Stack has been absolutely killed as a pick by Longstaff.
Yeah. Should we have a look at your team then, Harry?
Yeah, we can do teams. I can go first. So, yeah, 3 transfers, 0.6 million in the bank. It looks fine this week. It's just the sort of combination of having both Bruno away at Liverpool and Ndai away at City that doesn't make it look that great, which is why I'm like, oh, maybe I play Stack just to give myself a better fixture. But Stack's lost set pieces to Longstaff. His DEFCON is not reliable enough, and his open play threat is not great. And he got taken off after 65 minutes in the last game. So, for all intents and purposes, he's pretty done in my team. I don't play. Like next week, he's got West Ham at home. I'm probably not going to play him then either. So if I'm not playing him then, I mean, he could just sit there, but. So I've got Richards, Senesi, Gabriel in defence with Raya in goal. I have also got Semenyo, Reinders, Ndai, Bruno, João Pedro, Gyökeres, Haaland. And I think I'll roll. I know, Tom, you're considering Ndai to Enzo, and I don't mind it, but I think like I'd rather you do some transfers to upgrade Stack to Enzo, which I could do. I've got to free up like 1.1 million to do that. And I've got a couple of ways that I've looked at. I could just do Tarkowski to like Rodon and not have so much money in defence. I could downgrade Raya. The one I look at most, though, is Raya to Sanchez, Tarkowski to Burn. Gives me the money for Stack to Enzo. I don't think I need to do it this week.
Yeah, especially if Fulham don't have a fit striker.
Yeah. Tarkowski, the Burn and Tarkowski both don't get in my lineup. Sanchez, Raya is better than Sanchez, and then it's Enzo. It would play instead of Ndai. Like, it's not worth 3 transfers to play Enzo and Sanchez over Raya and Ndai, I don't think. So I'll probably roll. And then I might well look at those 3 transfers again next week when Chelsea then have Sunderland at home and Newcastle have Fulham at home next week.
Yeah, I like those three transfers, but yeah, agree. Probably not the time to make it, and then you can save yourself up 4 free transfers for next week.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just as I said at the beginning, that's the reason I asked. Is there's never going to be a good week to sell Raya. Like just before he plays Palace at home, Burnley and Sunderland just feels like not right.
Fair, but you are replacing him with an Arsenal defender, so.
No, I wouldn't be. I'd be going.
Oh, sorry, Burn. Yeah, okay. I see what you mean then. Yeah. I would also find that hard to justify.
Yeah. Tom, what do you think? And it gives me triple Chelsea is the only other thing.
That's always good. Yeah, I like the moves next week. I mean, I'm doing it, so I probably would say I think Endai to Enzo if he's declared fit and Ange's still in charge is a big improvement on Endai this week.
Yeah.
But next week you wouldn't sell Endai, so that's a bigger decision, I suppose.
The thing is, like next week, I'd then bench Reinders, I think, away at Villa. But yeah, I think I'll probably roll. Doesn't look perfect this week, but I don't think it's a great week for fixtures.
No. I mean, Palace, Bournemouth, everyone's got lots of their players.
Like Arsenal away at Fulham isn't great. Yeah, Palace, Bournemouth, Everton,
Bruno.
City. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think roll's fair, but Endai would be the one. But you seem to have a good plan for next week.
Yeah,
Three
I
big
think.
transfers.
I think the plan is upgrade stack and keep and die.
Yeah, smart. You're getting ahead of the Reinders there. To be fair, like I haven't really heard lots of people moving him to 8th attacker. So.
But then he'll end up scoring against Villa, and then I'll be like, he's a great 7th attacker, and I'll be like, look at my squad depth. Anyway, yeah, probably roll.
Nice.
Stephen, you're next up.
Cool. So yeah, I've got Raya in nets, Gabriel as well, and then Vardiol, Van de Ven. In the midfield, Xavi, Semenyo, Reinders, and Bruno, and then up top, Haaland, Gyökeres, Evan Nilsson. First on my bench is Senesi. Bit of a headache there, to be fair. Like I want to play him over Van de Ven or even Xavi Simons. But I was considering bench boosting this team up until Alderete's yellow flag appeared. But another thing I was considering was just selling Xavi Simons because I shouldn't have bought him in the first place, to be honest. And yeah, I'd be keen to get a Chelsea player in this side. I have no Chelsea players, and yeah, their fixture run is too good to ignore. So Enzo could well come in for Xavi Simons, but just feels a bit sideways. But I do have 2 free transfers and zero point 0.9 mil in the bank. And then also another idea I had, which I wasn't too keen on, but obviously if I bench boosted this, I have Josh King against Arsenal at home, which isn't ideal. But if I sell him, I can only get up to 5.4 mil for a midfielder, and there's really no one that interests me at that price. So those are my thoughts going into game week 8.
I would do João Pedro and Enzo for Xavi and Evan Nilsson. But I'm
A double
biased.
transfer.
Yeah. I think Harry might agree. I don't know. Do you agree
Well,
with that?
I was gonna say Evan Nilsson to João Pedro. I don't know whether you definitely need to do it this week, but Forest have not been great. Like you might decide to not go Xavi Simons just yet and then go to Sarr, who it sounds like you prefer in a couple of weeks. In which case, then the Evan Nilsson to João Pedro, and then in a couple of weeks, Xavi Simons to Sarr. I don't know. I'm not sure I'd do both, because there'll be something else next week that you might want. But I probably would look at one. But
I mean, I look at this team and I also just think like it is a role. Like when I have a benching headache with Senesi, but at the
is
same
Xavi
time,
Simons a role? Like
yeah, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
think he's that good.
The upside of getting Xavi Simons out, I do think it's worth the transfer. So I am tempted by, like you said, Enzo or Sarr. I'd probably go for Enzo just with this Forest fixture coming up.
Evan Nilsson plays Forest in 9. That's true.
Yeah, Evan Nilsson, I actually, up until now, I hadn't actually considered getting rid of him. Obviously, he plays Palace away this game week, which is not great at all. And then Forest at home, and then he plays City away. So I mean, he has 3 tough fixtures in the upcoming game weeks, which isn't ideal. But I hadn't actually considered getting rid of him. I may have to think about that a bit more.
Did you watch the Friday night game when in the last minute he was in the box? You must have thought he was getting a tap in. And then Semenyo appears from absolutely nowhere.
That was pretty tough to watch, honestly. As my differential. But no, I would have loved if Evan Nilsson took all those points off Semenyo, but it just didn't happen.
There's just something about Evan Nilsson. I just don't know. I just feel like he's never going to score.
Ever.
No,
I mean,
not never.
what's he
But
done this year? He's got 1 goal. He's going at 2.23 xG per 90.
Yeah, it's not
isn't that the
great.
same as Reinders?
Yeah, 0.1 more, 0.01
Yeah,
more. Yeah,
not ideal. Not ideal.
I mean, João Pedro is the second biggest overperformer this season.
that doesn't surprise me because he was scoring with every shot at one point.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I like Evan. As someone in the chat earlier on said, João Pedro feels like a real Marmite pick at the moment, and I get it, but I think he's a great pick.
I think he's a buy. He's nailed. He's rested, and he's got incredible fixtures.
And he might be on pens.
Yeah, you think so?
I
Amy?
mean, there's a case that I get rid of Evan Nilsson for one of João Pedro, Voltamada, or even Bowen as well. If I can afford it.
You should be able to afford all of them.
Yeah, I think I can. But yeah, decisions will be made there. I do think, yeah, I hadn't actually considered the Evan Nilsson move because I just didn't want to use both my 2 free transfers, but could be the play.
If Alderette is available, you'll bench boost.
Yeah, I do think I will. Even with Josh King, like I want him to do nothing because I have double Arsenal defense, but he's not the player that I'm bench boosting for. It's the other 3.
Yeah. If he's out, you're just going to save it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna save it and probably never play it or something. I don't know.
Because if we look at Tom's team, he's got a very similar dilemma. But Tom, you think you'll sell Alderette if he's out to bench boost?
Yeah, I just get it done. I think the chip is worth 1 transfer, as far as I'm concerned. I think Mukele. How do you know how you say his name? Mukelele.
I'm not sure I saw it's
Yeah,
not that.
the other
Mukiele.
Sunderland centre back begins with M,
Yeah.
ends in E. He has a very good. I mean, his defcons is one of the best there is. So I feel fairly confident saying it's worth 4 points, that transfer, because I don't really think Wolves will score twice either.
Yeah.
So and then
I mean, if you're going to bench boost, like, you have to do it if he's out.
Yeah, and this team was very set up for a bench boost 8. Like, you suggested 10 or 11 before the stream, but Senesi plays City and Dubravka has Arsenal. So it doesn't work. And I kind of want to get it done because I also kind of want to take Anderson down a bit and get some money at some point. Or move him up and bench Reinders maybe, but...
So that'll be using both your transfers this week.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a slight part of me that wants Maresca to say Enzo needs another 2 days off so I can save it. But I think it's worth it because I can, all being well, I can roll in game week 9 quite comfortably with a good side.
Yeah, I think 9 looks quite a good week to roll if you don't have something you want to do.
So I can get back to 10, get back to 2 for 10. So I'm pretty comfortable using both. Yeah, and it would be Mukele, but the Sunderland centre-back in for Alderete if I was... if Alderete is a doubt, if he says we'll have to see... I mean, annoyingly, the press conference is sometimes Thursdays for Sunderland. I'm hoping it's Friday, but if he's a doubt, I'd probably just do the move and play it, to be honest.
Yeah, the just from Aki Codes in the chat, Ballard is back for Sunderland, which I believe put Mukiele to right back.
I think they played a back 3.
Okay,
At Old Trafford.
but he got like 9 DEFCON in like 27 minutes coming off the bench or something wild.
Who, Ballard?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's just
but
one
he
to
could drop
think
out
about.
the team in 2 weeks, and then I don't have a defender for Christmas.
Yeah, it's true. Mukiele feels more nailed. Would you definitely go at him over someone like a Rodon?
Yeah, I think Sunderland's the best defence.
I mean, how much? Oh, you've only got 0.2.
Which I
And
would
you
use
need
for
it.
Enzo.
Oh, so you can't even go to Rodon. He's 4-1.
Could I go Burnley and double up on Burnley? I don't feel like
Burnley
doubling up
looked
on the
dreadful.
best expected goals conceded is a good idea.
Don't do that. Sunderland and Leeds definitely better defensively than Burnley.
I feel like with Mukulele, if that's how you say it, I've got like almost a guaranteed 4, and I'm happy to do that for a transfer for a good fixture. Hopefully Alderete is on the flight home with cramp, so hopefully it's still unlikely but possible.
What happens if he says, he's all right, we'll just see how he gets on. If we pulls an Arteta on us.
I don't know. In truth, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to play the chip if he's got a flag. Do you think that's sensible or not?
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't... For you, I wouldn't not bench boost this week.
So if he says he's a small doubt, but we think he'll be okay, I just keep him.
And bench boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bench boost, and you just have to take a judgment on whether you think Alderete has a high enough chance of playing, or you just sell him.
Yeah, Labrie has been fairly forthcoming in press conferences. Like he said, Ballard's out for the exact time. He said Mukulele was fine when there were social media rumours he'd got an injury. So just have to hope that he gives an honest answer.
Yeah, the reason I asked is about the money in the bank is like Alderete up to Anderson of Fulham is quite a nice like long-term play, but it doesn't
is.
help
I did think about Juve this morning when I was having breakfast, and then I was like, I can't afford it, so that was the end of that. I'm gonna get Anderson for Romero in game week 10.
Anderson for Romero, that's fine. Cool. Yeah.
Someone sent Ballard in the chat. I just don't think it's the safest long term.
Yeah, like I still think you want 5 defenders if you can, because just over Christmas having DEFCON players there is.
And Mukulele's DEFCONs are. I saw it on the screen. So
you can't buy him if you can't pronounce his name.
I need to go and watch the Premier League pronunciation video.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, his DEFCONs, I think he's got the second most per 90 for defenders.
Yeah, he's really good for it.
He's guaranteed, almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but bench boost 21 to win, is it from you? So
I think I got 23.
I can't see that happening unless Anderson scores against Chelsea. But
yeah, 23.
Tom, we'll be in touch before the deadline to see if Alderete is still in your team, because I don't think I'll do a move to get him out for my bench boost because I have other fires to put out. But I think if he's fit, I'll definitely bench boost as well. So we'll be in touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, a few people asking just on the price changes for Enzo, because he got flagged, basically guaranteed not to rise now. He's slightly being transferred out now. His progress is dropping. Yeah, I was like, it's good that he's been flagged, because it means I don't have to buy him this week, so I can just roll my transfer.
João Pedro's also on the list of players potentially falling in price, and I would love if he did just before I can. If he did, then I'd probably buy him.
Just for I also want Sanchez to drop. Because if Sanchez drops to 4, I mean, he's basically not moving. But if Sanchez dropped to 4.8, I'd be all over it.
Yeah. We got 2 super chats from FPL Victoria's Secret. First one, which combo would you prefer, Raya and Burn or Pope and Timber?
Pope and Timber.
Ooh. Yeah, I'd probably go Pope and Timber as well.
Yeah, I think you've got 2 players with high upside against 1 player with high upside-ish. And then the second one, should I do Bruno to Enzo to free up some cash for Richarlison up, or do Richarlison to DCL and then get Stack for Enzo? So basically, would you get Enzo by taking out Bruno or upgrading Stack? But the latter involves getting Calvert-Lewin.
Right, where is this whole Calvert-Lewin?
He gets his numbers. He misses a lot of big chances, Harry. So
yeah, and he misses them.
Yeah, he does.
At his price,
I have enjoyed it.
It's like, would you rather have your 8th attacker? I don't know. Is it an 8th attacker?
Yeah, him and Rangers.
So what's the? I mean, I think. Sorry, should I do Bruno to Enzo to free up some cash, or do Richarlison up, some cash for Richarlison up, or do Richarlison to DCL to get the cash for Stack to Enzo?
I would probably do the latter if DCL is your 8th attacker.
Yeah.
which it sounds like he's replacing Stack, so I assume he would be.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
I don't
actually.
like the Richarlison pick, and I understand he's fixing him that week, and that's absolutely fine. But I don't think it'll be that long before Solanke's back, Kolo Muani's back. He just got benched out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a sell.
Yeah. And then there was one good question, was a rogue pick from each position for a wildcarder.
A rogue pick? I don't do those. No, let me think.
I think Munoz would be my defender if you want a spicy defender pick.
Yeah.
Probably Mateta as well. Just
Mateta would
or
be my
Bowen,
forward,
or
I think.
Bowen. Juve,
I was gonna say
Munoz,
Bowen.
Mateta,
Yeah,
Eze?
Juve and Bowen.
and yeah, Eze with
I think going Eze or Rice over the popular Arsenal ones. If you want to, like, Timber, he's not that highly owned. I still think that counts.
especially with Gabriel
yeah.
is powerful.
Yeah. Mateta I like. Bowen I like. There's quite a lot of them, I think. Yeah. I think there's quite a lot.
Yeah, we just literally just had one more super chat. Which two of Bowen, Pedro, Voltemada, and Mateta alongside Haaland?
For me, João Pedro goes in.
Yeah. I
João
would
Pedro,
also
Bowen.
pick Bowen, probably.
I don't think I'd go Mateta yet.
But would
I
you
would
want
pick
Mateta? You'd want
Voltemada.
Mateta in 2 weeks, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So is it? Bowen's got what? Brentford and
Forest, I think.
No.
he has got. Where's West Ham? West Ham.
Forest,
Leeds
play
away.
Bournemouth. Leeds
So
away,
he's
yeah.
got Brentford and Leeds. I think that's enough to go Bowen. Yeah.
And then Burnley in game week 11. So he plays Brentford, Leeds, and Burnley in 3 of the next 4.
Yeah, I'd go João Pedro and Bowen, I think.
You'd go for João Pedro over Bowen if you had to pick between the two.
I think that I genuinely think they could score the same points. That's such a cop out.
Yeah.
But like that's a coin flip, I think.
I
thanks,
have vested
Tom.
interest. I have an interest in that one because I was doing some research after you mentioned the Evan Nielsen transfer for me, and I was like, I might just go for Bowen instead of João Pedro. Just seeing as it is, like you said, maybe it is a coin flip, and he's much lower owned, so could be the play.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
João
What I
Pedro
would
is
say is
probably higher upside. I guess you think
When-
Chelsea will score more times than West Ham.
Yeah.
when we get to game week 12 and suddenly Bowen walks into Bournemouth, Liverpool, United, Brighton, Villa, City, Fulham, I just think João Pedro, I don't think there's ever a period that João Pedro is a sell. Like,
Fair.
we play at the same period, and we play Burnley, then it's Arsenal, but then it's Leeds, Bournemouth, Everton, Newcastle away, then Villa and Bournemouth at home. Like, I just think if you're worried about transfers in particular, I just think João Pedro is the better one.
Fair.
Yeah.
And he just looks so important. I mean, Bowen will probably play more minutes, but if Bowen's lost pens to Paqueta as well,
Yeah. Fair point.
I just think it's something to consider. I don't mind the Paqueta pick.
That could be a good one on as a spicy differential on wildcard.
Yeah. And the fact that James Ward-Prowse isn't even getting in the squad anymore.
Personal between them.
That is personal.
It is definitely. He'll be off somewhere in January probably.
Back to Forest. Forest under
Back and
Dyche, a
forth.
hard-working English player. Perfect.
Yeah. Cool. Just very quickly, do any of you have a plan to sell Bruno?
It's not top of my list, to be fair.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah.
if we need Salah back, you do Gyökeres and Bruno, shift that about.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And I think we can just accept Palmer's not going to be he's not going to be a feature for the foreseeable future.
As Orjan has just said in the chat, is Paqueta a better pick than Reinders now? Probably.
Probably,
It's
yeah.
pretty close. I actually really like Somerville. I think he's He's so good. It actually shocks me every time I watch him how quick he is. And
Didn't I see something that West Ham have been practicing a back five and 2 behind closed doors friendlies, I think, during the break.
Oh, okay.
I think I read.
I did see that, yeah.
Which
Jude
is good
Stocks.
for youth. And it's probably bad for someone like a Somerville.
And Bowen.
Fulcroft got injured in the break, didn't he?
Yes.
Which might be a Bowen Paqueta front two.
Paqueta and Jude.
There you go. I'll go back to him. I always knew he was a good pick.
Triple up on West Ham on wildcard.
Yeah.
Just reversing your wild card. That's what you're doing.
I literally am. I'm buying Sanchez. I'm going to buy Sanchez and Sarr, 2 players who I own just before I wildcard. Dear. What a start to the season. Dear. Anyway.
Oh, God.
I think that's everything. We'll be back next Wednesday as per usual. Maybe looking at some transfers to make, and we'll be talking about hopefully a couple of bench boosts, depending on how our direct is. Any final words, guys, or all good?
All good.
I just saw someone in the chat saying Gordon. I think he's a good pick as well. We didn't talk about him. And no, I don't think you can buy any Chelsea centre-backs, to answer another question from the chat.
Gordon, just that early sub was just...
Yeah, he said it himself. He said he
spooked
was
me.
gutted because he would have taken the pen.
Yeah.
Did he?
He said in an England press conference.
Oh,
He said it was a good
interesting.
penalty, but I'm gutted I didn't take it.
The question is it a good penalty, or as he put it, is it just...
That's
is
a
he
great
quite
pen.
lucky? A good pen goes in, a bad pen doesn't. Isn't that
There you
how
go.
it
A low
goes?
percentage penalty, wasn't it? But
Yeah. Cool. Well, that is everything. Thank you all very much. Of course, we did hit 100k subscribers on the Scout channel just at the very end before game week 8. Game week 7. Unfortunately, it wasn't our stream that did it. It was Az and Sam plugging their ways. Basically didn't give you any content. They just plugged subscribers for an hour, which, yeah, congratulations to them for being the winning stream. But thank you all very much for the support. If you haven't liked before you leave, please, could you do? We'll be back next week. And yeah, have a good weekend, everyone.
See you guys.
cheers, guys.